Hello. So today, inspired by the things that is currently going on in my life, and also inspired by the people that are around me, and inspired by this nation, the time that we're living in. I just want to talk about Unmasked for a minute. Unmasked. I see in this generation that we all have a lot of issues. We all have a lot of things that we struggle with, but nobody knows how to deal with those things. Some people don't even want to deal with those things, but my challenge is, let's start dealing with it. Even for myself, let's start taking off these masks that we wear on a daily basis. Let's start taking off the things that we try to hide behind, and let's get real. What's really going on? The only way we can get to what's really going on is by this word that is so big but is so lacked in this generation. That word is called truth. See, my computer didn't even like that word. It just flipped down. Truth. And this generation would call it being real. Let's be real. What's really going on? Some people have on so many masks that truth has become a number of different things. Being real, if you ask them within themselves, they probably wouldn't even know how to answer the question about what is the truth, because so many times, in order to not really reveal what's going on, what we'll do is we'll make up a lie. And I know growing up, I used to lie. When you tell one lie, you probably got to tell another one. And then when you tell another one, you probably got to tell another one. And it goes on and on. So sometimes being unmasked can be hard, because it might be a lot of faces that you have to take off. In my life, we want to get to what's real. So simple. Hurt and pain. That's what's real. What am I hiding behind? In most people's lives, that's what's real. Hurt and pain. We can tell you what hurt us. We can tell you what situation hurt us. We can tell you how it happened. We can remember the day. We can remember the weather. We can remember the people. But sometimes what we can't remember is who we were before that happened. Sometimes the mask that we can put on is the situation, in order to cover what really happened inside of me. I'll just tell you what happened that was going on outside of me. I want you to know that what happened to me hurt, but I don't want you to know how it hurt me. I don't want you to know that when you lied, it pierced me on the inside. I don't want you to know that I trusted you so much. I had so much faith in you, like a little girl has faith in her father to protect me, that when you lied, it tore me up. And the reason why we don't want to tell that truth is because society or people, our friends, have made us to think that we have to be so strong at all times. As far as females are concerned, don't give a man your heart. Don't trust him. Trust is a foreign word. Don't give him anything but what's between your legs. You have control. But let's just be honest. What goes on as far as sex is concerned, anytime you exchange sex or whatever you would like to call it, intercourse, anytime you exchange that privacy with a person, something happens. Because it's the way God intended for two to become one. It wasn't at the altar where people say I do, because I didn't really read in the Bible where Abraham said I do to Sarah or anything like that. Their marriage was officiated by sex. The two became one. So each time you have sex, you're becoming one with someone. How many people are operating in you right now? That's a whole nother subject. But let's be real about what's going on. What's going on is somebody hurt me, and I don't know how to deal with that hurt. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to reveal that they were hurt that bad. I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll sit and we'll laugh and we'll be angry and we'll talk about my thing is fire. So, I'm gonna set him on fire. If a guy ever hurt me that way, but the truth is, a guy already hurt me that way. Several of them already hurt me that way. But nobody could hurt me quite like the first one. The ones that came after them and hurt me, it was okay. It wasn't okay, but it was expected because the first one did me the same way. So I can't expect you to be that much different. I can only expect what I'm used to. The thing with being unmasked is opening up your eyes and seeing that there's more than what you've experienced in life. No, all men are not the same. All men are not dogs. Just because you're surrounded by quote unquote dogs does not mean that if you branch out, you won't find someone who is not a dog or whatever. Sorry if I'm being offensive to men. And no, all women aren't dogs. No, all women aren't manipulators. No, all women are not seeking to get the best of you. All women are not gold diggers. If we can branch out of what we can see, we can get somewhere. But we're so focused on what we've seen, what we've been through, what is in front of us, that God can't move us to the place where He wants to move us. We have to unmask ourselves. One thing about mask is, if you look at it, they cloud your eyes. When you put on a mask, it covers everything but your eyes. And they say that the eye is the gateway to the soul. But what happens is, when you're wearing a mask, you can't open your eyes all the way. They're kind of like that the whole time. So everything that you perceive, everything that you see, you perceive to be the only thing that's really out there. That's another danger of wearing a mask. You think that the only thing that is real is what you're surrounded by, but that's not true. World out here than what we can see. And that's why the Bible says that we walk by faith and not by sight, because our sight can trick us up sometimes. It can make us think we're seeing stuff that's not really there, or it can make us think that there's nothing there other than what we can see. Unmask yourself so that you can be free.
You to answer me, Jesus. I'm seeking